Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, and this is going to be my third episode in my build and flip series, which is what I'm going to be calling it from now on. Today we are going to be looking at this computer behind me. Absolute beauty. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Parts-wise, it's a pretty decent upgrade from the last couple of builds I've done. We are coming in at about a $700 budget, so a little bit higher, but obviously better performance. Before we get started, actually, first things first, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that subscribed to my channel. Seriously, I think in my last video I had 58 subscribers, and I was expecting to maybe get up to 100. So far, I'm sitting at 186, and I just, again, want to say thank you so much for all the people leaving comments, asking questions, liking the video, watching the video. You guys are seriously the best. So, again, I thank you, and I appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do that. Get down in the comments. Let me know what you guys want to see. Yeah, just, again, I really can't stress the fact enough that I'm almost at 200 subscribers, and that's just crazy to me. Yeah, pretty cool. But yeah, as always, with the computer, I'm going to be showing you the parts. We're going to be going through the build, and then we're going to play some games, run some benchmarks to see how this thing runs. And you guys can follow along, see how I build it if you want to do it at home. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. And again, if you haven't, hit the subscribe button, do all the fun stuff, hit all those buttons down there. They're just there to click. Be cool. Hit them. But all right, let's get into the build. Okay, so starting with our motherboard, we're going to be using the MSI B550M Pro VDH. I got 4 DIMM slots. We do have a heatsink for the SSD. It's AM4 again, and we do have Wi-Fi on this board, so that is pretty good. And this is at $99 on Amazon. CPU, we're using the Ryzen 5 5500, 83 right now over on Amazon. The price just keeps going down, so if you want to go grab that. 6 cores, 12 threads, and has a boost clock about 4.2 gigahertz. So I'm gonna get our retention bracket up, and then it's gonna look like I'm straight up manhandling the CPU right here. And I kind of was, but I'm just gently jostling it until it slides into place. And then just get our retention bracket down, and we can go ahead and get our RAM in. And we're using the G-Skill Trident Z 16 gigabyte kit. It's 50 over on Amazon, DDR4. Yeah, these honestly look really damn good. Like, I love this clean, smooth, like metallic look to them. And just referring to our motherboard, we're going to be using the first 2 slots being A2 and B2. So just going to go ahead real quick and get those in. And just push those in until you hear both sides click. Alright, up next our SSD, and we're going with the Kingston NV2 1TB. It's usually around $60 over on Amazon. And we do have to get our heatsink off. So I'll unscrew that real quick. And then just go ahead and slide our SSD in. Kind of gotta go at it at an angle, and then you can kind of really push it in. And then just remove the film from the thermal pad, and I'm just gonna go ahead and get our heatsink screwed back on. And screw that in real quick. Go super speed. All right. Now we can get our CPU cooler on. And I normally would just go ahead and use the Wraith cooler, but I am going to be upgrading it for this build. It would be perfectly fine for the 5500, but again, I just want to do a quick upgrade. And we're going to be using the Peerless Assassin 120 SE from Thermalright. Pretty good looking CPU cooler, and only 34 bucks. But it is a double tower cooler. Comes with 220mm fans. We got our box of goodies like our brackets and our screws and whatnot. It does come with a tube of thermal paste, so that's pretty cool. And then we got a Y fan splitter, so we can daisy chain the fans. So yeah, just gonna go ahead, get this black brackets off. And then we're gonna go ahead and put all of these little red standoffs. If you're using this fan, the blue ones are for Intel and the red ones are for AMD. As for these brackets, as you can see right here, flip those around. I accidentally installed them the wrong directions. The curved side should be facing towards the CPU, not out like you see them here. I do end up fixing that after the fact, but I didn't realize until I went to go put the fan down. Alright, so applying our thermal paste, I like to do the X. You can do the line. I think it's kind of about the same. But yeah, I do the X here, and some gets kind of stuck as I'm putting it on, but there we go. And you don't need a lot of thermal paste. It's going to get spread out pretty well by the CPU cooler, so as long as it's covering about like 80% of the CPU, you're going to be good. Remove this. Don't become a tech meme wondering why your CPU is overheating. Go ahead, get this screwed in, and rule of thumb, just tighten this down until you can't really screw it anymore, or there's a little resistance. Give it like maybe like a little eighth of a turn. You just want to make sure it's on there secure, you don't want to be pushing down the CPU into the socket. But yeah, if you can pick it up, you're probably good. Get that fan in there, and all right, we are all set with the motherboard. And let's take a look at the case. All right, this time around we're using the Montech Air 100 65 over on Amazon. This is a solid case for the price point. It has the rubber grommets, or rubber inserts, for cable management, which is cool. And we have 4 pre-installed ARGB fans, which is, again, just badass. Yeah, this company's Montech. I haven't seen them before, but solid. Alright, so get our back panel off real quick. Alrighty, and we're just going to slide this off and get our cables all out and everything. And we also need to get our power supply in. But right here is actually the controller for all of the RGB fans. Again, this case for 65 bucks is crazy. We do have like a million cables to deal with, which is going to be great. So we have all of our main like power connectors for our case, our USBs, things like that. And then, like I said, we have like literally a million 4-pin fan connectors right here. SATA power, and then the main connector for the RGB on the motherboard. I am going to remove the hard drive bay when we get the power supply in, just so we have some more space for the cable management. For the power supply, we're going with the Pevia Galaxy. It's a 650 watt, 80 plus gold. For the price point, this is a solid grab for a power supply. Looks really nice too. Pretty sleek. And it is semi-modular, so we don't have to have a whole bunch of SATA cables coming out of the end, and we really only have to deal with our main power connectors. Go ahead, slide that in real quick. Yeah, I really can't get over how nice this case is. Just, again, for 65 bucks, it is an absolute steal. And some of the other cases that they have I was looking at, like, oh, solid cases. Definitely recommend. So this power supply actually came with thumb screws. I'm used to using like the little flat M2 screws or whatever they're called. It's kind of cool that they have the thumb screws, just a little different. So yeah, just go ahead, get all those on, and then just give them a quick little check with the screwdriver, make sure they're all tight. Alright, so we got that in. I'm going to flip this around so we can get our motherboard in. As always, make sure you get your I/O shield in first before you install the motherboard. Go ahead and slide this in. Once again, it looks like I'm going to be manhandling the motherboard here, but it's fine. Everything works. We have 8 screws that we got to get into the motherboard. So we'll just go ahead and screw all those in real quick. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and pull all of our cables through. Alright, so I went ahead and got all of the cables pulled through and plugged in. 24-pin power connector for the motherboard. It's our 8-pin for our GPU, 8-pin for the CPU up here, and I'm going to show you real quick all of the front panel connectors. We've got the USB 3.0, all of our front panel connectors right here for powering on, our standard USB right here, and our HD audio over on the left. And this is actually a little like troubleshoot buzzer that came with the case. I've never used one of these, but pretty cool. Alright, so before we get the GPU in, I'm going to turn this around and deal with all the cables. And like I said, an absolute mess back here with how many cables we're dealing with. But with the magic of editing, I'm going to turn this into a famous snap. And there we go. Cable management done. Again, looks a hell of a lot better, and for what it is, again, back panel gets on. That's all I care about. Obviously, try a little bit though. Alright, so last thing is getting our GPU in, and we're going with the XFX RX 6600. It's $200 usually around over on Amazon. Solid GPU, comparable to the 3060. Yeah, so just go ahead, get this plugged in real quick. Screw this in over on the side. I did go back and check this because it just looked loose. It was fully tight, so it's secure in there. It's fine, but it does look loose. I don't know why. But go ahead, get our 8-pin connector in, and we are good to go. This thing already looks beautiful. Alright, let's boot it on real quick, make sure it works. Should be good. And there we have it. Again, I love this case. I can't keep talking about it. But all of the RGB on it looks dope. And the fact that it has 4 fans that come just pre-installed is just awesome. Alright, last thing up, let's get everything plugged in, make sure that we can boot up into post. And usually takes a little bit of time just because it has to kind of initialize its first boot up. But just do some magic fingers and it should come right up. And we have post. And now do we get into our BIOS, and good to go. Alright, so now that's all done, PC works, let's go ahead and get Windows installed, get the games in, and see how it runs. Alrighty guys, we are back and officially done with another build, and I think this one came out pretty damn great. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Obviously, a huge upgrade from the last 2 builds that I've done, which was using a 4500 and a 1650 Super for my last one. So comparing that to this, which leaps above. But yeah, so using the 5500 and the 6600 combo, I think that's a perfect pairing. I wouldn't change that. I wouldn't change this case. That is absolutely perfect. And using the 650 watt power supply, all of those things, I feel like they go so great together. There were a few things that if you wanted to get your budget down a little bit less, because I think we ended up we hit $679 for our total cost. So if you wanted to switch out your cooler, use the Wraith cooler, which would be perfectly fine for the 5500. You could save yourself $35. You could find some similar RAM for probably around $35-40. And then for the motherboard, if you didn't need the Wi-Fi, you can find a cheaper one for like $70 to $80. go for it. So yeah, you could get this down and it'll be a hell of a lot cheaper than what I did. I am trying to sell this at the end of the day, so all the fancier parts and the custom stuff definitely sells a lot better. Oh, that's another thing. You don't need the friggin' custom cables. I had someone in my last video asking if they needed those. No, those are simply just for aesthetic. You don't need them at all. You can just use the cables that came along with the power supply. They don't look as good, but that's whatever. But yeah, so with that being said, we can go ahead and get into our gameplay and our benchmarks. But before we do, if you haven't already, I ask you again, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so you don't miss any of my videos. You don't want to miss my next build. It's going to be real nice. It's going to be all white. Really looking forward to it, so don't miss out on that. But yeah, with that being said, let's go ahead and get into our gameplay and our benchmarks.
Down.
Hold it!
Standing by.
Broken in there!
We're gonna fight that?
We have no choice.
Ready, father? Okay, just tell me when to shoot.
Warrant is en route.
Alrighty guys, we are done with the video and officially done with the build, and I think it came out fantastic. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Build wise, it looks beautiful, and performance wise, as you can see in the benchmarks and the gameplay, this thing outperformed the crap out of my previous two builds, although they are still good, don't get me wrong. And if you haven't checked those out, I will have those linked down in the description for you. Go watch those, I'd appreciate it. But yeah, as for the price, we came in with the budget of 700 and we came under at 679. And obviously, like I said, you could swap out some of the parts and get this down to probably around 600. I will actually leave some like alternative parts if you want to check those out, that you could swap out, like the RAM, the motherboard, and like I said, don't use the cooler, and you'll be pretty good to go if you're trying to get a smaller budget. But yeah, otherwise, I just wanted to thank everybody for watching. You guys are seriously the best, and if you haven't subscribed already, please go hit that button, hit the bell. You don't want to miss any of my videos, and it would be awesome if you guys want to support me and do all that stuff. Just make sure you watch my videos. That's probably the best you can do, and hit that subscribe button. Also, if you want to support me and pick up a new build, I will actually have all of my builds, including this one, up on java.gg. So you can check me out there. I'll also have that link down in the description. They'll all be one of one, so very unique. So if you want it, grab it. But yeah, I will see you guys on the next video, and I'm at 200 right now. So let's see if we can get me up to 400 subscribers by the next video. That would be awesome, and I think you guys can do it. But again, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.